With Dapper, I need to write this SQL statement to insert users, this statement to insert products, then I need to insert my product cards and product card items. Why do I need to write so much code when compared to 𝗬𝗂𝘀? Maybe there is a better way. Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can level up your projects when you use Dapper. I will show you how to be more productive and write operations without requiring you to write custom SQL. That's correct, I will show you that you can use Dapper without writing custom SQL. Let's dive in. Here is a solution that works with the products. I have the following entities in my project: a product entity, a product card. Product card items looks as follows, and the user entity is just simple enough. In my infrastructure project, I have a SQL connection factory. I'm using SQL Server and create a new SQL connection. Here is how I create my database. In the program .cs, I have configured that my default type map for Dapper will use names with underscores. In my database, all entities have table names and column names in lowercase with underscores. It's called 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. First, before running my web API, I'm creating my connection factory and performing database initialization. The database initialization loads a SQL script that creates all the required tables, indexes, and foreign keys. After creating my tables, I perform database seeding. We insert users and products. Now, how can we simplify the code we write with Dapper? Now I want you to introduce to an amazing library called Dapper Plus. Let's install it to our solution. It's called 𝗬𝗪+. Let's install the latest version. Let's explore a simple endpoint that creates a product. We'll navigate from endpoint to a product repository, and here we write a SQL statement to insert our products with values. Let's create a new method, and we will call this method as add with Dapper Plus async. We will accept the product item, and first we will create our connection to the database, and we will use an extension method on our connection provided by Dapper Plus library. This method is called single insert async, and both synchronous and asynchronous version is present, and we will just pass our product. Just one line of code that does all the magic without requiring you to write a single line of SQL. Behind the scenes, the Dapper Plus library analyzes the product entity, what properties it has, and it creates a corresponding SQL with auto mapping. It matches the name of a property to the same name of a column in the database. But considering that we use a snake case, 𝗬𝗃𝗃𝗃 case in our SQL database, then we need to configure Dapper Plus to respect this naming convention. For this, in the infrastructure project, I will create a new file and call it Dapper Plus mapping. This will be a static class, and we need just one static method in it that we will call configure mapping. In this method, we can use the Dapper Plus manager class, and it allows us to configure the mapping. First, we will configure a user mapping. First, we will specify a table name, and here we can specify both our database schema, which is present in our database consts, and we will use the users table. Next, we need to specify the identity column, which will be our ID, and map our columns. First, we'll map our ID column, our email, and our username. I will just copy-paste already code snippet. So we have all our tables configured. Dapper Plus offers way more methods. Let's explore them. The next method we want to explore is called update. And write the single update async method. And here we just need to specify the product entity, and that's it. We even don't need this identifier in this method. Behind the scenes, Dapper Plus will have a look at the product entity and match the identity by the ID column value, so we don't need to write any additional code. The next method we will explore is a delete one. Delete, single delete async. The next method I want to show you is called merge. And synchronize. Single synchronize async. Let's test how all these methods work. In our program .cs, I have commented out the setting, so we'll not pollute our data, and we will create our repository from our scope. Let's extract our repository. Now let's insert this product. We'll call the repository add with Dapper Plus method. Next, we will update our product's name. We will update it and delete from the database. Let's put a breakpoint and see how this works. All right, our application is up and running. Let's insert our product. Let's open our database and see that we have successfully inserted this record. Let's run the update command. Oh, and we received an exception. It says that a destination column has been mapped more than once. Okay, we see that this is column ID. Let's navigate to our Dapper Plus mapping. Yeah, and we have specified this column twice. So here I just can specify the column name. It's a second parameter, remove this extra line, and let's debug it again. Now our update commands have successfully updated our product in the database, and we have successfully deleted this product. Now let's explore two more advanced methods in our repository called merge and synchronize. Alright, our application is up and running. In the database, we have two records, and we will perform merge with a new product. As you can see, we have added successfully a third item into the database. And when we perform merge with an existing product, we will perform an update. as you can see, this product will be updated after I press a refresh. As you can see, all the properties of this product were successfully updated. And when performing 𝗏𝗃 with Dapper Plus, this new product that is present in the database will be updated, and the other items from the database will be deleted. So as you can see how these methods work. Now I want to show you two utility methods simplify your initialization workflow when working with Dapper. So instead of manually creating SQL tables, we can use two methods from the Dapper Plus, which are the extension methods on our connection. The first method is called 𝗏𝗃, where you specify the entity, for example, a user entity, and here you can pass the table name, which we can grab from our mapping profile. And that's it, a single line that replaces a lot of boilerplate SQL code. And the next method is connection truncate table, which can be useful to delete all the data from the existing table. All these single write methods and utility create and truncate table methods are free, but Dapper Plus also has a premium method which perform bulk operations. It has a bulk insert, bulk update, bulk delete, bulk merge, and bulk synchronize, which work the same way as all the single write methods we have already explored, but you can provide a list of entities. Let's see the benchmarks project, and here I'm generating 10,000 records and performing the insert of these records with Dapper using SQL and using our bulk insert method from the Dapper Plus library. Let's switch our product to release mode and run our benchmarks and compare the results. All right, the results are back. Let's see what would we have here. And as you can see, it takes 7 seconds to insert 10,000 records to the database with Dapper and only 300 milliseconds with Dapper Plus. The Dapper works differently. It creates a separate insert statement for each of the product's items list you pass in the execute command. So you have 10,000 round trips to the database. So the Dapper Plus has a lot of free single methods which you can use today to improve your productivity when using Dapper in your projects. Instead of writing tedious SQL statement, you can use one-liners for insertion, updation, deletion, and it will have even less bugs because you don't have type safety for your SQL queries in the strings. If something goes wrong, you will know it only in the runtime. Dapper Plus requires a license for commercial usage for using the bulk write methods, but the single write methods are free to use with utility ones. If you want to use the bulk write methods in production, you will need a commercial license, but you can get a free trial for a month for testing. If you need more time for testing to see if it fits your project needs, you can extend your trial on the next month by downloading a new package. Thank you for your attention.